in the last episode. Toko, don't worry, we'll find you. Maybe. Hello guys, my name is EricVan. I think I know what's going on, but this game's probably gonna throw a plot twist or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 at me. It's probably gonna happen, guys. I think I know what's going on. The reason why I say that is down in the comment section down below, you guys have mentioned something that's actually very smart of you, is that Saito, the psychologist, actually, 2 of his patients were Katsuragi Shin, or Mamiya Shinji, and Kusaka, right? So in other words, that is kind of their connection, because obviously, I mean, things are going to be connected in this case, things are going to be connected to the previous case as well, and Saito might have had something to do with it, because he works at the Kuchiki Pathological Research Institute, and they said it was maybe like a doctor that was doing those murders in the past too. So it could be that everything's related, and maybe he's not actually doing the murders, but he's the one pulling the strings, telling them, because he's their psychiatrist, right, or psychologist, whatever, and he'd be like, hey, you guys should act upon your feelings, and you should do this, and you should do that. For some reason, he's pulling the strings. Another reason that you guys have been thinking about that is because he has a car, and he was showing off his car, and we obviously know that the killer might have an accomplice that has a car, or has a car him or herself, and so that was really important stuff. And we're gonna find out. Now remember, at the last episode, the very last thing that happened is Toko got taken away by, obviously, I was like, oh, maybe it's Mizuhara's mom. I mean, I think Mizuhara's mom has something to do with something, but it's probably not that big. I mean, she was legitimately shocked when Mizuhara Toko was killed. It's obviously NENE and Maurice, and there's something to do with them and Toko, right? Something about the inheritance, and it's probably boils down to something about her condition, right? So anyways, let's just continue and find out for ourselves, shall we? They're parked in front, but in a place where they won't attract notice. I check for Uozumi, don't see him, and head for the entrance. There's a lot of stuff I'm expecting to find out in this episode, I hope. There are a lot of outpatients left inside the waiting room. I mean, I can't imagine this game going on much longer. This seems like it's leading up to some climactic shit. We did find the bodies. It looks like it's business as usual at the desk, too. I suppose they don't want people finding out. Uozumi beckons me to the corner of the hallway. What's the situation here? I don't want to keep my shirt on. I'm going to take it off and just throw it out right now. That's right, I'm going to get naked. With that, he heads into the nearby room. Yeah, I know, it's just a saying, whatever. So, out with it. It's a reception room. The 2 of us are the only ones here. That really sucks. The killer's still at large. Togo's injuries are so serious that she can't move around by herself. That's probably why she was kidnapped. Yeah, we met a while was at the academy. I really can't talk today. I don't know what condition she's in at the moment, but if we don't find her quickly, her life will be in danger. Uozumi, where are the director and the other doctors? He grabs me by the arm and is about to run off. What? It is, of course, related to the other case. Are you trying to say this is Mamiya Shinji's doing? That can't be. Reiji, come on. You can't... Obviously, it's related to the other case. But then again, I mean, NENE and Maurice did take them away. But there were female footprints at the atelier. So at the same time, those could have been NENE's. I don't know. However, his personal physician is here. If he saw Mami on the premises, he should have noticed. Yeah, look, let's get a move on. Yeah, let's get a move on. I agree. Let's get down to this beeswax. I lead Uozumi toward Toko's hospital room. Let's go save her. Saving lives is fun, especially the girl that Reiji loves. Good. I enter the room behind Uozumi. The staff members are assembled within. Fumiya's face is the picture of curiosity upon seeing. Ah, that's right. I guess I never told them that I'm a detective. Hello. But this isn't the time to explain myself. The bed is empty. There are tubes left lying on it from the equipment that had been connected to Toko. There are no windows and only a single doorway. Large machines are lined up against the far wall. Aside from under the bed, I don't see any place where someone could hide. Could you explain the situation to me, Dr. Kuchiki? Dr. Kuchiki nods and stands up from his chair. Well, yeah, it's good that she's stabilized, but at the same time, I mean, considering the murders are going on. Okay, so Maurice. left this room. And maybe he was tasked with taking care of her, and so he, like, left on purpose, right? So NENE contacted him, and NENE was like, I'm gonna go take her, so you should leave on a coffee break, hint hint. He glances to his side where Maurice is standing. Sure you did. Can you please tell me the contents of that phone call? Detective Eric on the job. And that's when she disappeared. And when was that? He rolls up his glove a bit and nods, checking his watch. And during that time, nobody came near this room, correct? Okay. I'm trying to put together, like, who's working together here with whom? Nobody passed by until Kuchiki-san came over. I see. Judging by the circumstances, we have a closed room mystery on our hands. We certainly do, because she would have noticed if Toko went by. So what? But Ayumu saw someone. Uzumi asks everyone present. So in other words, someone here is lying, because there's a closed room case, which means there's got to be a liar. Uzumi falters as he replies. Now Saito, see, he's so slimy, right? Although I have suspected a lot of people, though. I'm like, it's her, and everyone has pointed that out. Like, Eric, if everyone you suspected was the killer, then, you know, there'd be no one left. And I'm suspecting people, but I'm not 100% suspecting them. I'm just putting ideas out there. I mean, Saito is, like, obviously the most suspicious with the circumstances, but at the same time, this game loves to throw curveballs at us, so... This is Dr. Saito. He's examined both Kusaka and Mamiya Shinji. Yeah, he's the top suspect in the recent string of murders. Yeah, Saito, you're creepy. Although I can't say anything with certainty yet, though, so I shouldn't be suspecting. After saying that, Saito turns and faces Uzumi. Saito's giving us hints that although he's a little slimy, because he's like, we don't look suspicious, so how could we be? But that means you're suspicious if you say something like that. Saito, I don't believe you. Uzumi's grumbling now. Anyway, I think I have a rough grasp of the situation. Would it be alright if I asked you guys a few more questions? Well, who should I start with? That's saving my game. Oh my god, this is so important. Well, I mean, come on, we gotta pick Maurice. Okay, Maurice, yep, Maurice, you. Maurice-san, how was the patient's condition before you left this room? So when she was taken out of the room, she wouldn't have put up a struggle? Oh, that's true. I mean, she couldn't even move her arm when we saw her. What do you mean by that? It's true, I mean, all she could do is talk. When we saw her, Yasutada explains in Maurice's place. I see, but wouldn't she have been able to cry out if she hadn't been sedated? Oh, I see why she was sedated, because she couldn't cry out then. Maurice, I'm on to you. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Come on, you don't just... God damn it. Let's ask Kuchiki and then Kohadu, because they were right there, and then we'll go Saito and Kuchiki if we have the time. Yes, Tada. Kuchiki-san, was the patient already missing when you entered this room? Really? Why? What do you mean by that? We were in here. But weren't you the one who treated her? Fumiya discreetly hides his gloved hand. Then why today of all days did you enter her room? Fumiya hangs his head. I see, thank you. That's weird. Okay, Koharu. Yamanouchi-san, you were here in front of the room. You didn't see any particular suspicious people? Okay. Visitors, what kind of people were they? School doctors, NENE. Oh, NENE. I see. Is it possible for outside patients to come to this area? Alright, thank you. Okay, and let's go with... Saito, he's very slippery and sleazy, but I think because he is so slippery and sleazy, he's like perfect. Like, he will give us a perfect answer. Let's ask, next. Kuchiki. Dr. Kuchi, where were you around 1 p.m.? No, but Yasutada glares at me. No, not at all. It's important for me to get a handle on the movements of the staff members. I see, thank you. Oh, that's it. Okay, what about you, Saito? Dr. Saito, where were you around 1 p.m.? Really? You guys, are you working together? Who is the call from? Of course it's important, Maurice. No, but... I see, thank you. I guess I've heard everybody's accounts, but there's nothing to work with. Like, the only ones whose was really suspicious was Fumiya's, but I don't think Fumiya had anything to do with it. No. Uezumi, silent up until this moment, chooses to speak up. Give me a couple more minutes. I take a look at the bed where Toko had been sleeping. The neatly made sheets have creases in them. When were these sheets changed? I turn around and ask Dr. Kuchiki. At 1 p.m. perhaps? Before noon. And during that time were the sheets in this room changed as well? Shichiputon. I see, where's the linen room? I see, maybe they hid in there. Oh, I see, could you show me please? Because they could have hidden there and then they realized that, oh no, she's gone, and then like in the confusion they leave or something. It's probably not it, but you know. Koharu leads us into the hallway. Ayumu! Oh, you're perfect timing, you're the best. I'm called to a halt by a familiar sounding voice and I spin around. Oh, Sato-san, what are you doing over here? She's still here, that's fantastic. I'm investigating something, but we gotta get it out of her. Huh? Why her of all people? Yeah, she's not. I haven't heard that she is, but why do you ask? A baby carriage. Why would she have something like that? Because, come on, Reiji, don't you get it? You gotta get it. You get it. Uezumi, there's someplace I want you to check out right now. I want him to look in the... Oh, mother god damn it. Okay, I've saved it. I have a feeling that it's outside because obviously they would have had to dispose of the baby carriage. I don't think it's in the hospital room. I don't think it's in the living room. Outside. Take a look outside. There might be someone suspicious out there. Uozumi runs outdoors. Yeah, there's a pretty good possibility. Uozumi returns before long. Damn, not outside? Looks like I miscalculated. Let's think about this one more time. Okay, I guess just the linen room. Go to the linen room. Could you check whether anything's been slipped into the used sheets? Uozumi runs down the corridor. Yeah, my intuition hasn't failed me, and this will be the clincher. Ayumu's impressed. I like that smile on her face. Like, she was really depressed when we first met her, but now she has that smile like, I'm so comfortable with you, and it makes me happy. Her admiration is somewhat misplaced. Uozumi returns in short order. How'd it go? Uozumi tosses some clothes at me. There we go. Koharu mutters. Well, this is the missing piece of the puzzle. Let's go, Uozumi. Time to get this over with and find Toko. I lead Uozumi and Koharu back to the hospital room where the incident occurred. Yeah, I guess maybe it wasn't like a baby carriage. Maybe it was actually like something they used to carry the laundry out, and so that's why we found that in the linen room or something like that. I don't know. Thanks for waiting, everyone. Yes, I believe I have an answer. As I nod, I stop in front of the most suspicious person in the group. Here goes. Maurice. Earlier, one of my female acquaintances was spotted pushing a baby carriage in the outpatient waiting room. Please, let's not be hasty. It appears that she was witnessed just after noon. I knew he looked bad when I first met him, and I thought maybe he wouldn't be bad because he looks too stereotypically bad. Maurice stamps his foot on the ground in frustration. Incidentally, when did you say the linen collection cart came around here? Maurice mutters. Ah, right. This was left inside the linen room along with the cart. At my prompting, Uozumi shows him the nurse's uniform. Ooh, I'm afraid not. When we found the uniform earlier, Dr. Yamanouchi said that they were washed separately. Yeah, Maurice. I'm so glad I said your name wrong the whole game. That's right. Why was just the uniform left in there? Perhaps if an outsider snuck in and dressed up as a nurse. No. Well then, Dr. Yamanouchi, did the nurse that collected the linen look familiar to you? Yeah. Well, good. I mean, why would you? I mean, it's a hospital. There's so many people coming in and out. Is it possible that the nurse was hiding her face on purpose? NENE, you are one sneaky son of a bee. Because she was probably an acquaintance of yours, Dr. Yamanouchi. That's why it would have been strange to see her in a nurse's uniform. That's why she hid her face. Koharu lets out a small exclamation. I'm sure she's realized who it was. That woman disguised as a nurse came here when Dr. Maurice was here. Doctor, you said just now that you'd be able to tell if it were an outsider, correct? Maurice nods reluctantly. Most of his composure has slipped away. Just a little more. We'll leave the true identity of the nurse for later. What's important is how the patient Kuchiki Toko disappeared from here. I point to the new sheets laid out in the bed. The sheets are like new. You can see that nobody slept in them, which means that when the linens were collected, Toko-san was carried away along with the old sheets. And the only person inside the hospital room at that time was you, Maurice-san. Oh, I love that voice. Oh, we got you. Got you, bitch. Maurice punches the wall. Bam! Yeah, I'm gonna... Then did Dr. Saito, who came to get you, check up on the patient? Thank you very much. Well then, we're running out of time, so why don't you drop the act? There's no doubt that Maurice was an accomplice in Toko's disappearance. Then let's confront him with the identity of his partner in crime. It's definitely her. I know, where is she? She's gonna be at the beginning of the list. Because we met her really early into the game. Akazaki NENE. That person was witness to pushing a large baby carriage in the outpatient waiting room. She probably changed clothes in the linen room and then moved the patient into that. That's still somewhat of a guess, but my gut tells me it's right. Uozumi, have an emergency deployment sent out around this area. That student from earlier, Sato-san, is probably still around. Ask her for a detailed description of the suspect's appearance. Oh. Uozumi leaves the hospital room. Now, all that's left is to make this man admit to his crime. Earlier, let's see, around 10 days ago, I'd say, I saw you together with her at Kichijoji Station. You two looked pretty close, almost like lovers. Isn't it about time you fessed up? What does that even mean? I wish there was at least like a translation something. Kohai like lover, you know, or I guess so. Murray slouches into a chair. So you finally admit it? Now I should ask him their motives. If he's come this far, I'm willing to bet he'll keep talking. Ah, yes, Murray-san. Murray's head snaps up. The police officers restrain him from moving. Thanks for confessing. Murray looks at me suspiciously. I never once said the name of the person pushing the baby carriage, nor that of the person you met. The man's eyes fly open wide. Better hope you get off light for this kidnapping, huh? Murray glares at me as he's hauled off to another room. Okay, so we got like a little mini confession out of Murace. All the fight seems to have gone out of Dr. Murace. Dr. Kuchiki and the other staff returned to their work. The officers headed outside after Uozumi, who had gone on ahead. Toku will probably be rescued before long. But there are still some puzzling elements to Murace's behavior. Well, how is she going to be rescued? I mean, if Nene's working with the killer, and if they're working together, then the killer's pretty damn good. Let's get the full story out of him. Why would you do something like this? Sitting across from him, I keep my voice low. Yeah, the inheritance money, of course. His tone matches mine. Money? You kidnapped her for ransom? Yeah, you know, I don't think these guys are killers, Murace and Nene. They don't seem like killers, they just money-crazed. A gold mine. The Kuchiki family certainly seems well off. But Nene maybe she was like, in charge of the prostitution ring, was collecting money on the prostitution ring, which is why she was so close to the students, though. So, in other words, she's just a gold digger. Kuchiki Yasutada does own this research hospital. Wow, that came out really hard. Tsuwa. That was on the 8th. That was the... Is that when we heard Nene on the phone call? No. That was before then. Who the heck is Nakahara Shinjiro? Nakahara Shinjiro? Who's that? Is that the father of the commissioner? No. Well, he owns the art museum. His art museum, there's a link. The Nakahara Art Museum. I went there with Toku at the end of last month. Was she aware of all this? Did she know that she was related to him? Okay, so she does have a real mother. Jeez, this is a lot of my... These things are being foiled, right? But then again, she could have been cloned from the mother, and the mother was taking care of her, or something like that, or experimented on. How does he know so much about her? Oh, they could have got it from... There's a Kuchiki inheritance and a Nakahara inheritance. I see. I guess Murace doesn't want to risk holding anything back in his desperation. Yeah, well, it's true. If he works together with them, then he won't be put away for that long. It's a good thing there aren't any members of the Kuchiki family in here. And then afterward, Akazaki-san would call with the ransom demands. Jeez, you guys, you didn't really think that through. Come on, ransom? Are you serious? But that ended in failure. She's probably been apprehended already. I wink at the backup officer and stand up. I'm going to go save Toko-san. Murray-san, be ready to repeat that story down at the station. The officer leads Murace out of the room. The truth is, a simple sleuth like me doesn't have the authority to interrogate him like this, but it seems the cop mistook me for an undercover detective. Well, I suppose that's because I've been working with Uozumi. Murace has given me a rough idea of the situation. The questions I still have will be answered sooner or later. Alright, we are solving this, we're cracking this, but there's still gonna be a twist with the killer. The killer is gonna be a big twist, I guarantee it. As soon as I leave the reception room, I see Uozumi pelting toward me. Huh? Ah, shit! When will we have a friggin' break here? Come on! What happened? Holy shit! What? Jesus! Calm down, game! Calm down! Calm your shit! Oh no, that means that Toko's been taken by the killer then, because... Oh, maybe Katsuragi shit... God! Fuck! What? Holy... Oh... What's going on here? Toko's gone? Wait, what in the world? What's going on? You know what? This lends credence to the fact that Saito is behind this because... Or Saito's helping because who has known about this going on right here? Saito has known, right? So he could have contacted Katsuragi Shin while we were interrogating Muraise and been like, oh, quickly, go over there and do something. Or maybe not during that time, but another time previously when we first got here. Holy shit! It's gotta be someone here then who's a mastermind. Sure. I settle into a jog behind him. Jeez! Muraise's residence is quite close to the institute in the town of Nogata. Due to its proximity to the Nakano Army School, it was targeted for air raids, but it looks like this building escaped the bombing. It's pretty old and dilapidated. Yeah, I guess these... Oh my god, that's Nene's corpse. It's a room furnished in the Western style. Roughly in its center, Akazaki Nene sits on a chair. Well, she did really want money, and she held a person for ransom, but she wasn't a killer, you know. So I don't think she deserves death. I mean, she's obviously a bad-spirited person, but this is sick. Her face has been slashed to shreds. Yeah. Jesus, I better save it. I might miss something in the investigation. I did it with Orihime, so... Holy, let's check the corpse first. Akazaki Nene's dead. I'm pretty sure. The boobs and the hair match. I can definitely identify any woman by their tits and their hair. I'm good like that. I can't believe something like this was done to her. What in the world happened here? I should take a closer look at this. Let's, right here. That's gross. She's dead. Okay, well, let's take a look at the face. She was slashed. Her face has been hacked to pieces. I can't even make out her facial features anymore. Everything's stained crimson. Yeah, why was her face slashed up? Why? Beats me. The direct cause of her death was probably asphyxiation. Maybe it was to delay identification of the corpse? A wasted effort considering how little time it took us. No, that's not it. Someone maybe really had a grudge against her. Really didn't want to see her face. Let's check under her skirt. Her clothes are undisturbed. The attack was probably over in an instant. Whatever the motive for the crime, I doubt it was sexual in nature. Well, I wasn't thinking that. We found the scrap of paper in Orihime's whatever. Okay, that was all Kusaka, though. Well, what in the heck am I gonna check on her corpse? I was gonna check the back of her neck if it was asphyxiation. We'll only know the details after we can make the educated guess as who the killer was. Aside from the blood that's dripped down from her face, there's nothing else that stands out. Are you sure there's nothing else? Aside from the blood that's dripped down from her face? Dripped down from her face? So where? Like right here? Aside from the blood that's dripped down... Game, give me something. Blood that dripped down, right? I don't see anything strange about the chair. She was killed while reclining back in it. Nothing stands out here. Then what is standing out? Come on, game. Okay, so I guess I didn't find anything. There are even bloodstains on the table. There must have been a lot of splatter when he was slicing her up. This is beyond excessive. It has to be the product of a paranoid mind. Or someone that really hated her. God, is there, like, anything else worth checking out here? Oh, yeah, there is. Right down here, of course. Is this cord from the tabletop lamp? That's what was used to asphyxiate her. A power cord has fallen to the floor. Some force has been put on it. The plastic coating has stretched and changed color in places. I see. Looking at Akazaki, I think I understand. Yep. There's a blood-stained knife lying on the floor. Is this the murder weapon? There's even blood on the handle. Fingerprints stand out on it, plain as day. I guess it belongs to the killer. Well, that's highly important as far as evidence goes. This should go to forensics. Yep. It looks like there's something in her hand. Aside from the blood, what? I want to check out something in your hand. There are thin lines of internal bleeding. See, look, I was trying to check the back of her neck, but just in that tiny little spot right there, you could check it. Bullshit game. They appear to be nail marks. So she was strangled from behind with the cord, huh? The crisscross pattern of rope burns is visible on the back of her neck. They're probably from the electrical cord that's fallen on the floor. Is that all? There's no doubt the weapon used was the cord on the floor. We'll only know the details, but that's all there was nothing else more important than that? Bloodstains and... Send it over to forensics. This is so weird. It's like, I hate these things where you gotta investigate multiple times in like the same location. Natsume-san. It's pretty rare. She was just at Mamiya Shinzo's atelier before noon. Okay, good. Yeah, that's the place that we've gone to. I see. So it looks like they're on the move as well. Okay. Natsume, stop sounding so agitated. We're doing serious business here. It looks like Natsume-san's here. You're funny. You make the same jokes that I do, Natsume. I would like you. I just saw you earlier today. Yeah, no shit. I like it how she's just popping up here. I mean, this is a very important case, so obviously. Ugh, I don't know what you mean. Anyhow, what do you make of this? I step back and show her the crime scene. Okay, then what about this knife? Natsume-san starts rummaging around in her bag. What do you mean familiar? Okay. Good. She holds up a document. It's dated on fingerprints that have been collected. Alright, where she's pointing. Mamiya Shinji. Well, why the hell are his prints on that knife? Because he killed her! He's the killer, and he killed her. He knew about this. That's obvious. I've already figured that out. Well, hold on just a second. You're telling me that Akazaki Nene's killer is... Yep. What the hell was he doing here? This makes no sense. What connection could he possibly have to the kidnapping? Because he knew about this because Saito told him. That's why, and Saito knows everything. Leaving Uozumi and Natsume-san to deal with Nene's body, I run over to the office that Mamiya Shinji, or as I knew him, Katsuragi Shin, used. A number of MPD patrol vehicles are parked outside. Commissioner Yaginuma. Spotting Yaginuma, I call out to him. I do, and stop touching your glasses. Yeah, that's why I'm here. Mamiya Shinji's been implicated as fingerprints were discovered on a knife found at the crime scene. It looks like I've caught him off guard. Well, for starters, it means that since we haven't found Kuchiki Toko, there's a very good chance that he's kidnapped her. I came here because I don't know. Let me take a look inside. I shove past Yaginuma. Yaginuma's face twists into his trademark smirk. Stop smirking, there's people dying, and you're like... I just imagine him being one of those guys who smiles, and in a cartoon there's like a little shiny thing, ring, like that pops up. Stop touching your glasses, as you say. Given the situation, I have to wonder how much evidence is left at this scene. Probably a lot, because we're ragey motherfuckers. I enter Katsuragi Shin's rented office. The space within is pure white, almost to the point of being alien. Jeez, holy shit. Whoa, that's weird. It takes my eyes a while to adjust. The floor, the walls, the ceiling, the furniture, everything is white. Even the books lined up on the bookshelves have had their covers painted white. What the hell's with this place? I can feel the paranoia in here. No person of sound mind would consider living in a room like this. It's as if I've been drawn into a black and white television set. There are several sheets of writing paper left on top of the white desk. Everything is in its place just as Yaginuma promised. But there may be a few pieces that he deemed beneath his notice. One way or the other, it's time to begin. Oh my god, I'm saving my game time because investigations are super duper important. This is a letter, I think. I come across some ripped up pieces of stationery. Some are missing, so it looks like I won't be able to read the entire text. Still, it's beautiful penmanship. One part appears to be a signature I think I can make out. Shinzo. It's probably a letter from Mamiya Shinzo. Well, I suppose they would at least exchange letters being father and son and all. But why is the tone so apologetic? On practically every scrap are phrases like, atone for my sins, apologize, and I feel deeply ashamed of myself. I have no idea what Mamiya Shinzo is apologizing to his son Shinji about. I'd like to ask Shinzo some questions about that. Well, we will if we ever find him. I take a look at the books lined up on the desk. They have all been painted white as well. I think they're originally different colors. I wonder if he was possessed by some kind of obsession. Contents of the books are nothing remarkable. They're all literary works like Faust and the Divine Comedy. He probably used them as references for writing his short stories. I take a peek at the paper left on top of the desk. At the head is written The Shell of Shoal, Part 2. I guess it's an unfinished manuscript. I've heard this name somewhere. Of course we have. It's a story that was printed in the magazine I found in Toko's room. It's Katsuragi Shin's contribution to the May issue of Art and Literature. This must be a continuation. A notebook is inside the drawer. The cover is white. After flipping through it, I find what appears to be an itinerary. There are dates written along with names. This is going to be important. March 17th, Kobayashi Yuko. March 18th, Kano Tomoko. April 5th, Yosumiya Tsuzuriko. April 8th, April 11th, Mizuhara Toko. That fucking bastard. Well, there we go. That's incriminating evidence. I can't contain my fury. To record a log of all the people he's killed, but the space for April 8th, something was written there, but it was erased and it is unreadable now. What happened on that day? God, I wish I could remember these dates. I wish I could just go back to my videos right now and remember exactly what happened on April 8th. There's nothing else that piques my curiosity. Obviously a failed attempt at something. I open the left side drawer. There are writing implements stowed inside. They're all painted white. Anything else? No need to look here again. Are you sure? Are you sure? Let's look back here. I'll read over it later. None of these books seem out of the ordinary. Okay, where else would there be to check? In these drawers down here. I open up the drawer at the bottom of the bookshelf and take a look inside. There are even books stuffed in here. White too, huh? What a pain in the ass. Searching these one by one would probably take forever. Let's leave this to the police. Is that it? I guess that's about it. Well, I mean, come on, we found some pretty incriminating evidence. Is that it? There's nothing on Toko's whereabouts in here. After he killed Akazaki Nene and kidnapped Toko, he probably went somewhere else rather than coming back here. He wouldn't go someplace that was crawling with police. But then where did Toko go? Should I leave it to the police or should I go and find her? I go outside still thinking that over. Yaginuma approaches. Nope, I didn't find any clues directly tying the cases together. Ah, shut up. Did you find anything then? Oh, just fucking tell me, okay? Come on. Yaginuma sneers, mocking me. Ugh. Yeah, like I'm gonna agree to do that. Are you going to search for Mamiya Shinji? I see. Do I work with Yaginuma or work on my own? Oh my god. Saving it here in a different save slot. No way, work with Yaginuma? No, I think that's gonna lead towards something bad. Because it went last time when we worked with someone, it didn't work out. Let's work on our own. Now I'll handle this in my own way. Got it. His final words laced with ire, Yaginuma gets into a waiting patrol car and leaves. This is for the best. There are still things I can do. Things Moraes told me earlier have been weighing on my mind. The existence of a certain woman, Toko's mother. The request I received from her so long ago. A request to help her find her true self. After all this, I might be on the verge of finding it. The Nakahara Art Museum in Kurashiki. I know where it is since I went there with Toko before. If I left I'd probably be there by tomorrow morning. Well, what's my top priority now? Toko's request or Toko's safety? Well, we have no idea where Toko is. I mean, our only lead could be this Kurashiki stuff. So I'm assuming we should go to Kurashiki. Oh, but that's hard. Why? I mean, we wouldn't even know where to search for Toko. Oh my god, I'm constipated. Oh, come on, this actually seems really obvious. They want me to say search for Toko, and then we'll walk around like, where is she? And then we'll get like a bad ending. I'll leave Toko to the police. Chasing after Mamiya Shinji by myself is biting off more than I can chew. Yaginuma's a sharp cop. Cracking this case would be a masterstroke for his reputation, so I'm sure he'll give it all he's got. And that's true, we got Yaginuma looking for Mamiya Shinji, which is the same thing that we would be doing, so... Guess I'll get going. After checking the contents of my wallet to make sure there's enough money inside, I run off toward the station. My destination, the Nakahara Art Museum in Kurashiki. Okay, I have a good feeling about this. No, you don't! No! 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 She's finally broken down. In her stubbornness, she coated her flawless skin with white powder. However, crying that she hated it, she clawed at her face with her fingernails. Scars were left behind. Over and over, she covered the scars with powder, then scratched it off again. Her face became inflamed and damaged. She was affected by an illness known as kasophobia, the fear of ugliness. Obsessed with her own appearance to the point of pathology, she was distracted by the slightest blemish as soon as it manifested. To her, the burn she got in her face was an unbearable agony. And so long after it had completely healed, she still slathered on the white powder in an effort to conceal the scar. In order to distract herself from the agony, she was often violent with the boy. She beat him, punched him, threw things at him. There were times where she gave him nothing to eat for several days. Even so, the boy continued to endure. Since his father did nothing, enduring was all he could do. Before long, she had begun to cut herself on the face with a knife. Which is why the killer did that to Nene. She laughed, content at last, her face smeared with blood. The boy was consumed with terror. The woman who had treated him so badly before suddenly became kind. Her scarred face wrapped with bandages, she hugged the boy. It was almost like a lover's embrace. She pressed her lips to his. And from then on, night after night, the woman slept with the boy. As she whispered, "I love you," she lay atop the boy and showed it to him. Undoing the gauze on her face, she made him gaze upon her disfigurement. And she asked again and again and again, "Aren't I pretty?" In tears, the boy begged for mercy. It was to no avail. She didn't stop. To the boy who had known nothing but fear, what he now felt was unprecedented. In the end, he blurted out, "Please keep that ugly face away from me." She went into a fit of rage. Still straddling the boy, she wrapped her fingers around his neck. As her face contorted into that of a leering demon, she began to throttle him. Unable to endure any longer, the boy pushed her away. Her body swayed and tipped over, and the back of her head struck the corner of the bedside table. The post had been made in imitation of the point of a sword. Blood spurted out. The futon and floor were stained scarlet. The boy's body was as well. The sharpened post protruded from her mouth. Her whole body twitched, and blood gushed forth. And while this happened, the boy felt nothing. Nothing short of the most exquisite arousal. When his father laid eyes on the gruesome corpse of his dead mother, he didn't say a word. He cleared away the dead body, burned the blood-stained futon, and peace and quiet returned to the boy's room. However, peace did not return to the boy's heart. Which is why he's the killer, and the husband was Mamiya Shinzo, who didn't give a shit. Mamiya Shinzo, that's why Mamiya Shinzo is profusely apologizing for what happened in the past. I take the night train from Tokyo Station and arrive in Kurashiki the following morning, April 14th. My body aches all over from sitting in those hard seats all night long. This year, it seems that the sleeper trains that were abolished after the war have been making a comeback, but the train I rode wasn't one of them. Well, it's no use standing here grumbling. Let's head for Nakahara Art Museum. Huh? When I drop to the front door, I realize that it's firmly shut. It looks like it's not yet time to open. An old man who looks like a staff member is sweeping the area around the building. Hey there, good morning. Have you always been working here, sir? Wow, since Meiji. When did the Meiji era end? I thought it ended at the late 1800s, like 1890 something. Or was it early 1900s? I forget. Bye, Nakahara-sensei. Do you mean Nakahara Shinjiro-san? Okay. Was he Shinjiro-san's son? Okay, so he could be Toko's... He could be Toko's father. Perhaps, but at the same time, you know, we don't know Toko's situation, so... The curator he speaks of is probably the person who calls the shots. Was Yukihito-san married? Okay. So Misa-san is obviously, from what we've learned, is gonna be like Toko's mom. The one who looks like her. Anyways. Did they have a child before they were married? Okay. Well, that's pretty bad. Shinjiro was like, you can't be with your daughter, give her away, which would make sense why Toko was adopted. A child from a previous marriage. Maurice hadn't mentioned that. If that really is the case, then who in the world is Toko's father? Toko. Well, I skirt around the issue. Okay. So I wonder if she's working in this city then. Deceiving this kind-hearted old man is leaving a bad taste in my mouth. Thank you very much. I was able to learn a lot thanks to you. I'm, an acquaintance of Toko-san's. She told me she wanted to meet her grandfather by any means, so I've come here first for her. He's sick? Family lawyer, huh? The lawyer. I see. Thanks again. You've really helped me out in a great deal. I bow deeply to the old guy and take my leave for the time being. I sit down on a bench in front of the station and mull over the conversation we just had. The most important information gathered was that Toko was a child from a previous marriage. There's no doubt her mother is that woman Misa. But to not know who her father is. He told me that she had evacuated Tokyo. Does that mean the father of her child is there? I wish I knew a bit more about her background. I suppose I have no choice but to meet this lawyer and ask him. I don't know how much he knows about recent events. Okay, wow. At noon, I return to the Naka Art Museum. It's really cool that we're learning more about Toko. I mean, she's the one who's been shrouded in mystery the most. Well, who's still shrouded in mystery the most. Because obviously we're tracking down the killer as we speak, but there's obviously going to be someone who's pulling the strings. The old man from earlier is nowhere to be seen. I guess he's cleaning up somewhere else. When I enter, I see an elderly man sitting on the sofa in the reception area. The badge he's wearing reads lawyer. Excuse me, but could I have a moment of your time? He must be wary by nature. After his initial surprise, he regards me with open distrust. I suppose it's inevitable. My name's Tokisaka. I'm a private detective from Tokyo. Yes, you're familiar with the name Kuchiki Toko-san, right? Oh, his slight gasp doesn't escape my notion. I've come here at a request. Information about my background should be stored at the investigative division down at the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department. Holy crap, that was a lot. She, that is Toko-san, hired me because she wanted her own origins to be brought to light. I received information that Mr. Nakahara Shinjiro is her grandfather. The lawyer lowers his eyes as I continue. You spoke with Dr. Maurice at the Kuchi Pathological Research Institute in Tokyo regarding the matter, correct? Because Maurice wanted infos. His suspicion shifts to open nervousness. That's what sparked it, yes. I received that request from her quite a while ago, at the beginning of March, in fact. I visited this museum with her at the end of last month. And that's the thing, the lawyer's probably in on it too, the inheritance money or whatever. And it seems that she was spotted at that time, correct? She is, after all, the spitting image of her mother. Reluctantly, the lawyer begins to talk. I guess he's given up playing dumb. I see. That explains his surprise upon first seeing me. And that's how you found out that she was with the Kuchigi family, correct? But why now after such a long time?
今までの償いとして東子さんへ遺産を渡すとおっしゃったのです。
Whoa, hold on a minute. From everything I've heard up until now, Shinjiro-san and Toko-san aren't related by blood.
邪険に扱ったことへの償いですよ。
Ah, okay.
新次郎さんはお二人の結婚には最後まで反対されていましたから。
Oh, that makes sense.
戦争中で世間の目もありましたからね。どこの馬の骨とも知れぬ男との子供を連れた嫁など認めるわけにはいかなかったのでしょう。
Okay, well that makes sense then. So he's actually a decent dude. Well, he's trying to repent. The greater the family is, the more harsh things become in that regard, huh?
新次郎さんは幸人さんが亡くなられた後、随分と悔やんでいたようです。他にお子さんもおらず、後継ぎもおりませんでしたから。
So in the end, he never got married to Misa-san.
表向きには。ですが、幸人さんが出征なさる際、籍だけは入れたのです。おそらく何か予感めいたものがあったのでしょう。
Okay, that's good. Well, he was a good guy at the end then. What happened to Misa-san afterward?
幸人さんの出征とともに、群馬にある親愛修女会という施設へ行かれました。その後のことはわかりません。
The Sisters of Benevolence. That might be related to Oba, maybe. The Sisters of Benevolence in Gunma. But if you knew that much, why is it you weren't able to locate Toko until recently?
に出されておりましたから、無用な混乱を避けるためにも、養子先は教えられないと言われました。
Yeah, she was adopted. Duh. They could have found the mother, but I see. Well, that unnecessary conflict has already occurred.
時坂さんは東子さんと親しいのです。
Something like that. Reiji kinda sometimes thinks with his pee-pee a little bit, but you know, kind of.
元気ですか？以前、朽木さんの家へ伺った時は何か元気がないようでしたから。
Well, that's... Should I answer honestly or not? What? Oh god. So many decisions. This doesn't seem like an important one, though. Let's answer honestly. Maybe we can get some more information out of him. The truth is, right now, Toko-san's been the target of an incident.
それはどういうことですか?
I cannot deny that it may have been the factor that started it all, but it's probably a completely different matter altogether. Then I'll be going now. Thank you very much. I understand. I nod gravely, then exit the art museum. I return to Kurashiki Station and check for a train going back home. Even if I take the next express train to Osaka and then transfer, it doesn't look like I'll be getting home today. And once I'm there, Gunma, eh? I have no choice but to go pay a visit to the Sisters of Benevolence in Gunma. If I pursue Misa's whereabouts, I might be able to find the truth behind Toko's origins. But before that, I need to check up on the progress of the search for Toko. I hope they found her, but she's probably... No, I should have some faith in Yaginuma. Let's head home. Head home and do what needs to be done. Yeah, god damn it, Toko is... We've been gone for like a day and a half now. Oh my god, it'll be like 2 days we'll have been gone since she was captured. Oh my god. I get off the night train at Tokyo Station, then transfer to the Yamate line and ride it to Ueno. There's one thing I want to confirm from the story I heard at Kurashiki. Once I reach the station, I head straight to Takashiro's office. Takashiro, are you in? When I enter, Takashiro's reclined on the sofa reading a newspaper. He sets down the paper and looks up at me. You told me you got a request to search for someone a while ago, right? I don't want the details. Was the person you were searching for named Kuchiki Toko? Oh, come on! Shugo shakes his head. I knew it. If you'd listen for a minute, I'm just trying to get a few things figured out. I sit down across from him. I was just at Kurashiki earlier. I had a conversation with the family lawyer at Nakahara Shinjiro. It seems that he hired a certain detective in Tokyo for an investigation. Well, as it turns out, that detective is pretty skilled, so finding the person in question was a breeze. Takashiro stands up and walks over to his desk. He returns with an envelope in hand, which he drops on the floor near me. Aw, Shugo. You're a buddy, old pal. Boy, that's terrible. If I find it, I'll be sure to return it to you, so there's no need to worry. I keep the banter light as I pick up the envelope. Takashiro replies as he takes his former seat. There's a single worn-out photograph inside the envelope. This is Toko. No, is it Misa? Judging from how old the photo is, it couldn't possibly be Toko. I didn't expect the resemblance to be this strong. The Misa in the photograph looks a bit more grown-up than Toko, but that's the only minute difference. Sorry about that, man. Huh. Takashiro makes a show of being nonchalant. Let's just leave it be. I close the envelope and stand up. Alright, I've got other places to go, so I'll just show myself out. Okay, wow, so we have an old picture of her. After taking the inner circuit of the Umate line, I get off at Takurona Baba. After that big show of defiance in front of Yagi Numa, I can hardly show my face over at the MPD. Let's ask Natsume-san about the progress of the investigation. The analysis of Akazaki NENE and the corpse from Mamiya Shinzo's atelier have probably already been finished. Alright, wow, this is... It's definitely heated up a whole lot, but man, what's happened to Toko? Come on. Hello there, Natsume-san. Natsume-san gives me a baleful glare as I enter. I was out. Yukari wasn't in? Oh, come on, that's got nothing... No! Oh, stop it, Natsume. Natsume-san puts on a forced show of crying. But more importantly, have you finished your analysis of the corpses that were discovered? I'm a busy man, you know. I plan to make the trip over to Gunma tomorrow. Gunma. I don't know if I'll be stopping by there, but... Ugh, if I go along with their flow, the conversation immediately gets derailed. Anyway, focus, the corpses. Yes. Did you discover anything else? You can make things like that? I'm no expert, but they didn't look like celluloid or plastic to me. Okay. Okay. Okay, interesting. Well, that makes sense. If it was all the work of Mamiya Shinji. I see. Why in the world would Mamiya Shinji do something like this? What? I wouldn't understand even if you told me. So you can leave that out. What? No way! Just give it to us in layman's terms, please. What about the fingerprints? Yeah. Yeah. Misato Toko, of course. Toko. Why did she do it? There's no way to ask her now. Thanks, Natsume-san. I'm going to leave Mamiya Shinji in the search for Toko to the police. They're probably more efficient anyway. Have you heard anything from them, Natsume-san? Why? Oh shit, wow. The plot thickens. Dun dun dun. I see. There's a possibility that the father is hiding the son. I'm sure the thought has crossed Yaginuma's mind as well. The way things are, I'm heading for Gunma and to investigating Toko's origins as well as Misa, and one day I'll be able to tell Toko everything. Unless she's... I won't even say, that's horrible. I don't go back home, but instead head for my office in Shinjuku. We left Yukari all by herself at home, and Yukari hasn't picked up the phone. That's a bad sign. Tomorrow, Gunma. We should call her right now. There are lights on inside my office. And... Oh, thank God! Oh my God, thank God! Oh, oh, I'm so happy right now. Yukari, what brings you here? Yeah, we should have let her know. I'm sorry, I was investigating a bunch of things and ended up all the way over at Kudashiki. Exactly, she lost her best friend, you didn't even call her. Right, I'm sorry, Yukari. Good idea. Yukari walks off to the kitchenette, her face downcast. I've put her through a lot, haven't I? What a horrible excuse for an older brother I am. With her friends disappearing one after the other, she must have been worried sick. I go to the bookshelves and put out an atlas of Japan, the Sisters of Benevolence in Gunma Prefecture. And for the Gunma phone directory, I've got plenty of data here to work with. Returning to the sofa, I flip through the phone book. The Sisters of Benevolence, is this it? It's a relief. I was afraid that they wouldn't be listed. I write down the number and address, then open up the map. The town of Muromoto in Gunma district, near Lake Haruna, eh? Take the train, then the bus, it should be doable. Yay! Yukari returns. Thanks. The bitterness in the coffee she brewed comes through strongly. Yukari sits down next to me, resting the framed photo in her lap. Yeah, go ahead. It'd be sad if she were left here all the time. It's a bit more lively at home anyhow. A lot of things have started to change. She's staring at the map. Yeah, I'm going to Gunma tomorrow. Any souvenirs you want? I'll come back. There's nothing dangerous over there anyway. She's still ill at ease. You don't need to worry. She rests her head on my shoulder, and we sit like that for a while in silence as time ticks away. Okay, off to Gunma we go. That's gonna be interesting. Wow. April 16th, jeez. I have a feeling the game's gonna be over soon. Like, I'm just... The climax is, like, right around the corner, but I'm really worried what that climax is about to bring. But anyways, guys, I gotta end the episode here. It's been an hour. I don't have any more time to record. I'm really sorry about that. In the next episode, we're gonna go to Gunma Prefecture, and we're gonna go investigate about Toko's past and see what her mother was like. Because that's very important, because her mother's obviously the one that was in the car in Shoujo. And the thing that's really strange, though, is in the car in Shoujo, there was no arms and no legs. Now, I'm wondering if the mother... Maybe she didn't get killed, but maybe she got her limbs cut off or something. I don't know. Something happened to the mother. Like, why would the painting have no arms and no legs? And why would, Mamiya Shinji be trying to recreate that? Right? I mean, obviously he's psycho, but at the same time, because he is a patient of Dr. Saito's, and Saito could be pulling the strings too. Damn it, there's a lot of stuff that could be going on. So yeah, you're going to have to wait till the next episode to find out more about that. I thought we were going to... Well, we did find out a lot. I was going to say I thought we'd find out more, but we found out quite a lot and a lot of stuff. This was quite action-packed. So I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you then. As always, guys, peace.